you can locate or place and apply, put your information on a website. It'll be available within the repository, but it's not quite ready yet. Almost, but not yet. And that's why it doesn't make sense to have a certification program right now, a third-party certifier right now, because they have to put all that in place. You must be, of course, this is to get yourself prepared. CCR registered, central contractor registration, which is part of that SBA process. And most of you already know, if you are not CCR registered, you can't get paid by the federal government. So I'm sure most of us are CCR registered. Central Contractor Registration Process. You can go to ccr.gov to learn more about it for the folks that are online. Certifications, and ORCA. Online reps and certs must be completed, right? That's another piece of it. ORCA, online reps and certs must also be completed. And those of you who've done business with the federal government, you already know what that is. If you have any questions, you can call my office. My information is provided at the end, or you can call Valerie. She already knows, and there are a number of other people who already know this because they've been working within the industry. Certifications and all applicable documents must be provided to the contracting officer. And that's for right now. So if there's a woman-owned small business set-aside opportunity right now, and you need to prove who you are, these documents need to be provided to the contracting officer, and the contracting officer will delineate the information that's required within the RFP. So you know exactly what kind of information that you need to provide. The certification may be complemented, and it will at a later time, by a third-party certifier. Please go to the next slide. Women-owned small business protests. Hope we don't have very many more of these. Size protests, I just wanted to cite where they are for you. 13 CFR, Code of Federal Regulations 121. As you know, folks, it's a highly litigious environment, and I would suggest that if you're a woman-owned small business, that you understand what the size protest guidelines are. 13 CFR 121. There are companies, as you know, that will challenge your status. If there's a requirement out there and someone's been watching it, and they think you're not who you say you are in your certification documents or on ORCA or in CCR, they're going to protest you. They're going to call SBA. They're going to say something. And so that information for how they go about doing it, or maybe you're the one who wants to challenge that. 13 Code of Federal Regulations 127. And that's in your presentation. Hope it doesn't happen. Please go to the next slide. The woman-owned small business eligibility examination. I'll go through this quickly. It's in the slides. It's in the notebook. SBA has put together wonderful step-by-step guidelines on which this presentation is based. Whenever there are new regulations, I pull the guidelines. I put together a PowerPoint slide to just kind of give additional information, but I take it directly from the agency. Women-owned small business eligibility examination and investigation. So if somebody protests you, an investigation will be launched that will verify or seek to verify the accuracy of your certification documents, even if there was a third-party certifier, and that's later on down the line. Go to the next one. Women-owned small business eligibility examination. You see them all here. I don't want to delineate them. These are the step-by-step, the examination process that the SBA will engage in if there is such a protest. So they will come to your location, they will consider the allegations, they will provide you with a notice maybe of 5 working days, they're going to request copies of your eligibility documents, they're going to be very strenuous. If you're found to be ineligible, they're going to provide you with written documentation, you'll have 15 days to respond, and you must, at that point, advise the contracting officers with whom you hold contracts that this investigation is taking place. They're being very serious about this. And the contracting officer may, at that point, determine to terminate your existing contract. And I got to tell you a quick story. At a construction company, I won't even say where they were because the world is too small. This was a medium-sized company. They were too large to be a small, but not quite large enough to be large. So they were in betweens. And they were a hub zone company. And it was a large company. They developed a relationship with an 8A company, and a hub zone company, and a service-able veteran-owned small business company. And they decided that they wanted to become hub zone certified. So So they came to my office and I said, well, you know, one of the requirements is that you be small and that your office be actually located. Your corporate offices must be located within a designated hub zone, right? Identified by U.S. Census Tract. And they said, oh, okay. Well, will you help us? I said, well, is your office located within that census tract? No. But I got a farm. I got a farm way out, you know, about 20 miles from my office, and that's hub zone. I said, no, that won't work. Where are your employees? They met the 35%, but they didn't meet the headquarter rule. So they went ahead anyway. They said, Beverly doesn't know what she's talking about. She's too cautious. She's too cautious. I'm going to do this. Well, lo and behold, a year later, they came back. Beverly, can you help us? I said, what's the problem? Well, the IG showed up at my house.
Wow.
Last night. Wow, scary thing. At my house. Took my files into my office. And I thought, this is I turned them over to a law firm that I have a relationship with in Washington, D.C. But the issue is that they ignored it because they saw the green. And all of they had $6 million worth of contracts that were awarded to them by various government agencies, and all of those contracts were rescinded. They're still in litigation. It is not a pretty thing. It is not fun. It's not playtime. This is serious business. And I know that we are all very serious business people. We have to represent ourselves like that each and every day, and to every large business that we come into contact with. Don't play, because you won't get a second chance. And see, nobody's wearing orange today, and hopefully we won't be wearing orange anytime. And you know the cute little bracelets that we like that kind of hold your hand together? Not a good thing. Please go to the next slide. How am I doing on time, everybody?
You good?
About 5 more minutes. Okay. The Women on Small Business Program, certification process. The Service Disabled Veteran on Small Business Program, the process. These are living, breathing certifications that are designed for business development and to give folks a fair opportunity to compete within the federal marketplace. They're living, breathing documents. There's a lot of changes that take place all the time, but it should be a tool that you use to grow your business. You shouldn't be lying. You shouldn't get a certification and it kind of sits there dormant. It shouldn't be like some of us, I just say us, you get an IVIQ contract and you just sit there and go, well, I got the contract, I'm going to cross my arm. Well, I got the certification, now the dollars will just start rolling in. Self-marketing is a big piece of it, and keeping yourself educated is a big piece of it, and understanding the business-to-business implications of how you can draw business to your firm and do business with the federal agency based on your certification, because after all, they're making the opportunity available to you. So what are the strategic advantages? If you are working, as I said, with a team member, one, I say, why wouldn't a woman-owned small business and an 8A small business and a service-able veteran-owned small business look at their core competencies, particularly in construction, and team and go after a contract? We just